presents too.
I know.
Pixie and Dixie.
I remember my first doll. I mean, my most important doll. I remember the first time I ever got a tea set though. My dad had, you were here, ha 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 ha. It was the only time I got anything good was before you came.
She hates me.
But it was this bone china tea set. And if I'd have kept it, it probably would have been worth a lot of money now because we saw the same thing up to the Dodge House today. And then I also remember.
Thought you were old.
I am. 45, thank you. Almost. But anyway, and then I can remember my baby doll that Dad got me. Remember the one with the body where it had the cloth body and the hair on it? He was so proud of that doll. Remember? That was the year I got the table and chair too. And the buggy. Remember the time that I had that doll buggy and I dressed Gary up and made him get in the doll buggy?
Someone broke the buggy.
He did. Crawling in and out there because I made him wear a diaper and all
I
that.
thought that was Lori Boland sitting in the buggy. I tried
No.
to push Lori Boland in the buggy. Or was
Well,
that
you
my
probably
buggy?
did too, but you had a buggy also.
Oh, okay.
One time when we were on Ninth Avenue, Luann had this brand new tricycle. And Lori Boland come up and she got out there and was riding on the tricycle. Made Luann mad and she bit her. And I made her sit on the front porch and watch Lori ride her tricycle up and down the
Hated
sidewalk.
that. I hated that.
She bit her.
She also bit me once too.
Yeah, she did.
That's right. You asked for it.
And I never wanted to take care of you again. You were the nastiest little mortal.
Do you remember Pixie and Dixie?
I remember the first Christmas when after Dad come home from the service. We got Dad was so excited that I think it was about 1:30 or 2 o'clock in the morning that he got up, got Terry and I up out of bed, and we walked in the living room by the tree, and there was this great big wagon, and that thing was stuffed just chock full of little toy trucks and little Jeeps and cars and tractors and all that kind of stuff, and he had, for me, he had the softball. He had a great big softball he had when he was in the service, when they played baseball in the service, and an old glove that he had in the service, and he left that. He gave me those two, that softball and that glove for Christmas, and that was, I think it was the best Christmas I ever had that I can remember.
So wagon was a wooden wagon, had sideboards on it. We had that thing for years and years.
Yeah, but if you couldn't afford to eat, how could you have afforded? What did you do? Just save the money back for your kids this Christmas?
We couldn't afford to eat then. We always afford to eat. We always had something to eat. We might have had onions, gravy a lot, but we always ate.
Well, I know we always ate. That's not what I'm saying. It's that you and Dad always seem to always have money to buy his kids nice Christmas gifts.
Yeah, we always managed somewhere.
Of course, I think it was Dad who always liked Christmas the best.
Yeah, he always got real excited over Christmas.
What did you guys, you were saying something about when you lived in that old schoolhouse and Dad shooting rabbits?
Oh, yes. We used to have a rabbit. He'd go out there at night and the moon would be shining, stand out the corner of that old house and we'd hear a bang and he'd shoot a rabbit over on the hillside where you could see. Remember that, Marvin?
Yeah, he'd sit in the kitchen window and look out the window out of the kitchen, and when we lived up there in the hollow, he used to sit at the kitchen and at the kitchen table and watch out in the dark and big real moonlight snowy night, and he'd see the rabbits hopping around out there on them hillsides, and he'd be laying in bed and you hear a crack, and then you hear the screen door open, Dad going out and getting the rabbit. I think we lived on rabbit that one night.
Oh, that's about all we had left that we were gonna hop. Had rabbits so much.
Krista, don't.
We made rabbit gravy and everything else. And we used to go up over the hill to Fanny and Albert McIntosh's
Yeah.
on Sunday, and that's when Luann was little. They just thought the world, Judy was little, they thought the world of her. She was just a little tiny thing. Dad would carry her up over the hill, And we'd go over there and we'd stand there and eat all day long. We'd play cards, and that's when they had televisions first came out, and they had a television.
Yeah, real little dinky screen on
And
it.
we listened to, what was his name, Dave Garroway. And they had, when he first came on, he was just young, we listened to that program every Sunday. We was over there, we listened to that.
Yeah, and she would go down the cave and get she canned strawberries. Terry and I and Julie liked strawberries really well. She'd go in the cave and get strawberries out, so we'd have strawberries. We went over there about every other Sunday or so, maybe every Sunday for a long
They
time.
probably got tired of us.
And
We didn't care. Well, anyway.
she'd go in that cave and get canned strawberries out, and boy, we just loved them things. They were the greatest strawberries I think I ever ate. Boy, they were good.
I don't think we had our first TV though till we moved to 4th Avenue, was it?
No.
4th Avenue, we got our first television.
It was a pretty good size one, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. It was an RCA, and that thing was a.
Did it stand on these legs, didn't it?
Yeah,
If I can
yeah.
remember.
It was an RCA. It must have been a
Yeah, it's RCA.
16-inch, something like that. It was a pretty good sized TV for a first one.
Had the cloth run on it.
Yeah.
Because I remember sitting on Grandpa Munion's lap and watching that.
Last picture we have of Grandpa Money is when Luann was about 6 weeks old. That's the last time he was ever at our house. That's when we lived on 4th Avenue. See, Luann was born when we lived on 4th Avenue. Dad was on the truck driving truck at that time. Because he took me up to the hospital and I told him he wanted to work, what anything he could do for me. She was born the next day.
Brat then, weren't you?
She was stubborn and wasn't going to come out until she got good and ready.
That's me. Also remember when you got your first wash machine? We lived on 9th Avenue when you got your first automatic washer. Because I can remember.
Probably because I never had electricity till I moved there.
To 9th Avenue?
4th
Yeah.
Avenue.
4th Avenue.
4th Avenue.
4th Avenue, she had a ringer type washer though.
Yeah, we had electricity up in
No,
Bernard.
I never had an automatic when I was. Oh yes,
So
I did.
you
too.
meant.
My first
so you moved to
automatic.
Ninth?
Yeah, my first
9th Avenue.
automatic washer dryer.
Was 9th Avenue?
Yeah, right.
No, we had electricity on Bernard Avenue.
Yeah, but not out in not when we lived out in the country. Not when we worked for Harrison and we worked for Vaughn Cooper. We didn't have. I don't think we had. Did we have electricity when we worked for Vaughn Cooper? Maybe we did. Maybe we did have electricity
I
out
think
there.
so.
But I had no gasoline operated machine though. For my first washing machine was gas operated.
The bedrooms was your bedroom upstairs too, or just Terry and
bedrooms were
mine?
upstairs.
Bedrooms upstairs and had that old linoleum and in the winter time, boy, your feet hit that floor. Oh man,
Cold
it
heck
was
up there.
cold. Oh gosh. And your feet just about stick to the linoleum because it's so cold.
Yeah, it was cold in that house.
Had them old comforters and quilts and stuff and snuggle up under them and sleep like a log.
When we lived out there in Harrison Crawford one time, Aunt May and Uncle Bert came out there, and he always smoked a pipe. We had this outside toilet, and he went out there and dropped the pipe, and Terry said, "Uncle Butt, did you break it?" He just got the biggest kick out of that. Did you break it, Uncle Butt?
Then Terry and I used to jump off the chicken house into the snowbanks. Out there it snowed so hard and the wind blowed so hard one year we had a big old drift by the chicken house. So Terry and I get up on the chicken house and jump off into the snow. We had a big time out there.
One time, I missed Julia, couldn't find her, and I figured she'd probably gone up to Crawford's, and I looked, and there she was coming. There he was coming down the road with her, with the dog. The old dog was with her. He'd been with her when she went up there. Harrison said, "Now, don't you dare spank her." She was looking for her dad, waiting for her dad to come home. She was wondering where he was, and she was going after him. Her and the dog.
I don't really remember that.
Well,
dog.
no, I don't suppose you do, because you were too little.
I remember the Bloody Club. Remember the Bloody Club? You guys don't remember the Bloody Club?
I think that she only started that when you were born, and then it was necessary.
It was a paint stick that Dad stirred the paint with and always threatened to beat me with.
I know, but we never got beat like
We didn't
that.
have to have it.
So you guys were
No, I did.
angels.
Mom, I can remember once coming home late from school. I didn't know where she was, and she worried and worried and worried. And man, she got that willow stick out. I'd been over that couch, and she laid it to me with that willow stick. I'd gone to Patty, somebody's house, and stayed there. And I came back, and when we were living on 4th Avenue. And I came in through that door, and I leaned over the couch, or the arm of the couch, and she about beat me to a pulp with that willow stick.
I don't remember.
Oh,
any spankings
man,
from
honey.
Mom. I only remember one spanking in my whole life.
Oh, I do too. That was bad.
That was the time that I stayed home. I stayed late after school. I couldn't tell time. I was in 1st grade and I just turned 5. And Julia came up to the school looking for me and didn't go clear around it, and I was playing on the other side. And I went home, and it was probably about 6 o'clock, and they'd been all over looking for me, and they were all yelling my name, and Dad looked at me and grabbed a switch from the tree and held it behind his back, and I kind of like died. And it's like, where have you been? Helping the teacher. He looked at his clock and he says, it's 6 o'clock, and he turned me around and pulled down my pants and pulled up my dress and whipped me. And I cried, and Julia put Vaseline on my welts, trying to make,
She had an appointment. I had an appointment with a chiropractor the next day. I wouldn't take her because of the welts all over. He
Man,
whipped her
boy.
every step she took. He whipped her.
Ooh. That hurt.
But she never did it again.
Well, you were
Not
lucky.
when you knew.
Not when you knew you were going to get beat again.
You were lucky. We used to get it with a belt. Oh man. I used to scream and holler, and he quit hitting me. But Terry, he wouldn't cry like I did. He wouldn't holler and scream like I did. He was always going to be brave and not whimper. And Dad used to spank him more because I was always hollering and act like I was really hurting. Or so most of the time I was. I mean, he knew how to spank you. I mean,
Last time he ever spanked you was when you kids had gone. We told you not to go anywhere, not to
Went
leave.
to filling station.
And you went to filling station with the guy. And he didn't come, and he didn't bring you home way after dark, about 8 o'clock that night. We didn't know where you were. And man, he took them upstairs and used the bell on. He sat down and cried. He never spanked him out. It was the last spanking he ever gave.
My daddy never spanked me. I don't ever remember.
Last
my
spanking he ever gave the kids.
well, that was a dandy.
He was always
You
afraid.
never got one?
He
No,
was always-
Dad never spanked
He
me.
was
not
always
once.
afraid he'd hurt you girls.
Well, he wasn't afraid the day he hit me.
Oh, no.
Now my mom switched me, and I can remember once time when my first date with Tom Kurt. Remember
Yes,
that?
I remember
When you
that.
got, I remember that one. You
Got nailed
but
big
good.
time.
Well, you said a nasty word, didn't you?
I said,
Yes,
well,
she did. Because she didn't have a blouse or something. I don't know. She went down the hallway to get a blouse or something.
my
change her
flip
clothes.
blouse.
Change her clothes, and the blouse wasn't clean or something. I don't know what it was. And she come trotting up that hallway, and she said something.
I said, God damn it, Mom.
And something like that. Boy, I backhanded her and knocked her back down that hallway. He was standing right there in the door watching it all. He says you deserved every bit of it. Her first date, boy, here she was so cocky, you know.
That's no kidding. She knocked me butt in the after. And then remember the time you knocked me off the chair?
No, I
We
remember
live in
that.
Missouri Valley. Oh yeah. I didn't know Mom's name was Bertha. I did not know my mother's name was Bertha until I was like about 18 years old. And I did something, I turned around and said, well, Bertha, and she backhanded me and knocked me right off that chair. She said, and yes, my real name is Bertha. And I was like, and I did not know Mom's name was Bertha. I really did not. Why would I know? Everybody always called her Irene. I never questioned.
Remember the flood?
The flood?
Oh, yes, my, yes, we remember that.
2 of them, wasn't there?
No,
No.
we only had one. Right after we moved there on
In Missouri Valley,
Missouri, right after we moved there in that house of Alfie Burton's that we bought.
on Morton Street.
We went,
They had to row us out.
no, we
No,
got,
Marvin come and got us, but the water was running down the street.
but we went to Marille's estate, remember, and then I decided I wanted to go back home for some clothes. And you and I and you were with us. And we went to the house, and Dad was in a stranded in a snowstorm in Colorado or somewhere.
Put the
Nebraska
furniture up
somewhere.
on chairs.
And and some kids come and helped us. I remember some boys,
Bob Morton.
some of your friends came and helped us. And we put them up, and then when we had to walk out, and we had water clear to our knees in the ice and water. They told us we better get out, and we asked if we could go in to get clothes. And he said, you better get out, get in them and get out.
So they were gonna evacuate us and you sent them over to Grandma and Grandpa's because you were worried
Yeah,
about
but you
them.
must have been in another one sometime or another, because you come down and stayed with us one time.
That was during that one. That was
No,
that one.
no, this,
Yes,
You
sir.
come down
That
and
was
stayed
in the
with us,
6th
because I was
grade.
pregnant with,
Yeah, we spent,
I was pregnant with
we
Wayne.
had that big
Wayne
old,
was-
Yeah, that's
that big old dog that we had to bring to.
You were in Missouri Valley and I
yeah,
was
see, at
pregnant.
first we stayed with Maria Elena for the first day or something like that when it
I
happened. We
remember
all went
that.
to Maria Elena's, Alkley and all of us.
You
Went
come
up there
and
to Maria
stayed with
Elena's.
us when we lived
And
on
then when
Ninth
Marvin,
Avenue.
you came and got us.
Yeah, and
The
then
water was running down the streets and we walked out with the suitcase.
Yeah.
And Dad and I went back up there, right about the height of the flood, and we waded in with our chest waders to see what damage was in the house. Dad wanted to go in there.
water came in, it was towards the window sills and it froze.
I didn't remember the girls being there though.
Yeah, they were
Yeah, because I ended up, since there was that flood
When
and we
it's
couldn't go to
school.
school, I ended up working at the Army Reserve for Uncle Robert, doing some typing.
Mm-hmm.
Little
I
was
know
I
they came
lucky.
down home and stayed.
We had that big German short hair retriever. She had to come with us.
Lady.
Uh-huh.
That's what he got from Larry.
Yep.
He had so well trained.
Didn't you guys have to move out there though? Remember that time when you lived over there by Grandpa and Grandma
Yep,
on the corner? You had to move out one time there too, didn't you?
yes,
On account of flood waters.
I don't remember
I
that.
don't remember that.
Yeah,
I do.
I do.
Oh, I do too remember it. I do too. That was about the same year.
Didn't get up into the house that time.
Yeah, I remember that.
Got
We had-
almost up to the houses, right up to
we
the
had, we
backyard
had, I remember,
door.
I don't know where we went, but I remember it.
I don't remember that one. That was the same year?
Mhm.
Because we lived in that house, we moved from there right down to,
Yeah. That one where Alton and
Yeah.
Glen were. Well, I remember after that flood, one night heard a big old crash and went tearing downstairs and the kitchen ceiling had fallen in.
Yeah.
Got the downstairs remodeled up real nice.
Got the bathroom put upstairs where it belonged.
Yeah.
Got a lot of difference in it.
Yes, because that one downstairs, that old one that we used,
Oh,
that
that's
was, it stunk and it was cold. Oh, it was cold in that bathroom.
It was gross.
Now
What
I
house
can
was
remember
that
that.
all the time?
Mill Valley down there.
Sewer Valley.
Never
North
did
Warren
work
across from the
right.
store.
I think
No,
Across
it
the
didn't.
when Vernon Alfley was there, they used to flush with a bucket of water or something.
Well, the cesspool things weren't fixed right. Dad put a new cesspool in it.
Yeah.
Well, I remember
New
the
lights and
wallpaper,
everything.
picking out the wallpaper.
You what?
I remember you picking out the wallpaper for the living room and stuff
And the kitchen.
downstairs.
We had to do the whole thing over. 'Cause I remember
That's where you cleaned all them ignorant chickens.
Yes. Gross.
Whoa, that was gross and disgusting. I said,
Oh, I never did say
never
anything
do
about the orchard.
Oh, that's right.
Man, I guess that was the most,
Two different orchards.
most important place in my life. Best place in my life was out there at that orchard.
Which one?
in
Fort Calhoun.
Yeah.
Yeah, about the time when we were kids and the pressure cooker blew up. And
Oh, that's when we lived out in the country.
Farm South Grand River.
Yeah, I was cooking pumpkin, we had this old wood burning stove. And like a dummy, I had left the gauge on it. And I pulled it to the front of the, no, I don't think I had the gauge on it, but I pulled it to the front of the stove. And steam was still coming out of the vent. And I turned the lid on it, and that thing blew up and